so that everything is good for you guys. Because you're the reason why we're here. If there's no students, students have the ability to get an education and to afford an education, Penn State doesn't exist. So I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, I like to see there's some diversity on the board. There are people on that board that have you at the front of their minds, have your well-being. We have a meeting tomorrow, so we'll be trying to get through that, and like I said, many ways to support each and every one of you, and hopefully allow you guys to have a good future. But I've talked long enough this evening. I want to thank you all for having me. And again, Mr. Clark, thank you, and to our entire board here, thank you for having me this evening. I'm surprised you all are here, so thank you all this evening.
Some questions, so we'll open it up. Questions from the audience.
Make it easy on you. Anybody?
You always need a few minutes and then we'll
Thursday night is a big night for me to go out.
We're going to the library.
You know, she asked, what about LER kind of drew you? What made you interested in it? What made you say it? You know, for me, I knew I wanted to be when Doug spoke. I'd only been in the for a little bit. But when I heard him talk, I said, you know, I want to be involved in youth labor, and I want to be a sports trainer. I knew being a sports trainer, I was going to do everything I could about it. And working together, organization. So that was the biggest thing for me, was just I knew that was the clearest path to get where I wanted to be. So that was why I said, you know what, regardless of, I looked at all the different majors, but this was, I felt, I feel like you feel you're in the right place. You know, once you settle in, I had that feeling. And for me, it worked out beautifully, and it was just a great experience. And like I said, to this day, I use a lot of the things I've learned to still in my everyday life. I can't say that same thing about law school. Law school was
Speaking of records.
Yeah, speaking of records, I just left records. I was listening to you carefully, and I think I know the answer, but I'm very curious. If you could talk to yourself now, the person who was there that first year, what one key piece of advice would you give yourself?
Ooh. You don't have to go out every night. It's okay. My biggest thing is cherish each and every day. Like I said, there's so many times when I was in high school, when I was in college, I said, I want to do that next week, I want to do that next year. But now, I try to get each and every day before. Because going through that injury, I realized life can change in an instant. And I was kind of just going through the motions before I had my injury. So after injury self, I told the pre-injury self, just enjoy each and every day. And make the most of it. So a lot of days I just kind of
But a close second to that is you don't have to go out every night. Good question? Yeah.
Can you tell them what actually happened to you on the field that actually saved your life? And that was the reason you're walking today?
Yes. So I had my injury. It's really weird how this whole thing worked out. I got injured in Ohio State. And I went down, when I was down in the field, our team doctor at the time, got me into Dr. Sebastianelli, injected me with a steroid that stopped the swelling in my spinal column. So if I had my injury in a car accident, where I would have had to wait for 15 to 20 minutes, I'd be in a wheelchair right now. It was because of that injection on the field, basically saved me. And then it was good. I love Penn State and all, but it was good that I got hurt in Ohio because they have a nationally recognized spinal cord center right on campus. If I got hurt here, they had to airlift me to Hershey. So I had a lot of things going in my favor, and thankfully we had a great team doctor that carried that steroid because that steroid was controversial. So some doctors believed in it, some didn't believe in it. Our team doctor believed in it, and he administered that to me it stopped the swelling in my spinal cord, which gave me the best chance of recovery and basically saved me walking.
You talked a lot about changes that occurred in your life, your direction. I think there's a lot of students and a lot of adults working that aren't quite sure what it is that they want to do, and it is anxiety provoking. Can you talk a bit about how it works out? In fact, I'm not quite sure that where you go turns out to be often the best.
Yeah, you know, that's a great point. People that know me, I always say it's gonna be all good. It's gonna be all good. And the reason I say that is because I truly believe that your path is kind of already predetermined. There's going to be people in your life that will be placed in your life to help you achieve what you want to achieve. For me, like I said, my goal, my dream since the age of 7 was to play in the NFL. But unfortunately, that wasn't in my cards. So when that was taken away, of course I was upset, cried, asked why me. But after I got through that, I realized it wasn't in my cards. You know, it just wasn't meant to be. I truly believe everything happens for a reason. And there's going to be times, I'm sure, you're all going to face adversity. You're all going to have things in your life that happen. And you're going to say, you know, I don't know if I can come back. When you take a step back and you think about it, you look at the people you have in your lives. You're here at Penn State. Just think about how many people wish that they were here right now. A lot of people at Temple. Wish they were here right now. So you have so many opportunities. So don't let any, distraction or adversity or change in life's plan take you off your path. I always say it's kind of like you're on a highway, you hit a detour. You're gonna go in a different direction, but you're eventually gonna get right back on your path. And that's how I always look at it. And I think for me, I know it's easy to say, but I truly believe at the end of the day, everything works out. You guys are already in a great place. You have a great foundation for success just by being here.
You talked about your first experience meeting Joe Paterno, but how did that relationship evolve over time?
Yeah, Coach Paterno was, I always say I wish so many people got to know him as a person, got to spend time with him. So when I had my injury, I was a freshman. And it was just kind of like Coach Blair. As a freshman, any freshman on the football team, they don't get too much love. Unless you're a man Hackenberg, he gets a little love. You guys know he's a freshman, but for the most part, freshmen, you're just out there trying to get some playing time. For me, I didn't have too many interactions with Coach Paterno because I was playing defense, and I would go to practice, and he would talk to us. We'd be in the meeting room just like this, and he'd talk, and I'd be on my way. So I didn't have, he was Coach Paterno. But when I had my injury, that's when my relationship with Coach Paterno evolved. And what was amazing to me was I was in the hospital for 8 months, 9 months. And every Thursday when I was in the hospital, Coach Paterno, someone like there's 3 or 4 players that would fly from State College of Philadelphia to see me in the hospital. I can't tell you how much that meant to me because here I am in the hospital, I'm away from my teammates, but just to see that the coaches, the players, that they still thought about it, that they still cared about it, really helped me throughout my entire time when I was in the hospital. But then when I got back to Penn State, I remember walking into the football building, Coach Paterno was sitting there waiting for me. What do you want to do with your life? I would not, every day he would ask me, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I would try to avoid him. He would always ask me, because he wanted to help me. And when I took my little test and came out with law, I told him, I think I want to go to law school. He said, well, when that time comes, I'll write your letters of recommendation. And he did. When I applied to all my law schools, Coach Paterno wrote a little letter of recommendation for me. I think it helped a little bit. So that was easy. And I said, even up till he passed away, we still, we talked at least once a month and just checked in on him, just seeing how each other was doing. So he's someone that will always be close to me. More than football, he's someone who helped me through my toughest time.
Students, any questions?
for those who couldn't hear us, she was talking about the career path that she's looking to get into. She's getting a little discouraged. You know, she's not finding the right path to get to that point. And I can kind of relate to that when I was at my law firm and I was looking into Bristol-Myers. It didn't happen overnight. It took me almost 6 months to get to Bristol-Myers. And it was, I would tell people what I wanted to do, and they said, well, you should try to do this. I said, well, that's not what I want to do. So the biggest thing, like I said earlier, is you believe in yourself. You believe this is what I want to do. You're passionate about it. So you guys just have to continue to let people know what you want to do. I said there's many times people have ideas or dreams and different things they want to accomplish, but they keep it to themselves. I said no one's going to be able to help you unless you really broadcast and put it out there. I was really tempted out. Like when I was at my law firm, I wanted to put like on Twitter, like, hey, I'm looking to leave my law firm. Just so everyone could know I was looking to leave, but I didn't want to get fired too. So I had to, you know, literally every day I was going to lunches with people. I was just contacting as many people, really casting my net as wide as I could. And eventually something hit. And that's the thing, something will hit at some point. Because you've got this great background right here. And this Penn State is all over. I'm not saying Penn State is the only people that will hire you, but this Penn State is all over the place. Our connection, our network is fantastic. So use it to the best of your ability. But as I said, for me it took me 6 months. Some people it takes a year, 2 years. Don't let that discourage you. Just keep it going.
Adam mentioned a number of people who helped him along the way, and there's a special person in the history of our department who helped a lot of the people in the front 3 rows here along the way. Her name was Arlene Smith, and I'm sure that she was also helping you.
Arlene, she was, it's hard to put it into words. She was like the nicest, welcoming, most welcoming person. I remember I went to her office, and she gave me this big hug. And we just, a lot of times, we talk about school stuff. We talk about just life. How you doing? So she's an awesome person. And so there's so many people that I go over days, thank you, in this department that really helped me get to where I'm at today.
Yeah, she was the academic advisor to our department. She helped a lot of people along the way. Any other questions? Okay.
I've heard you talk a lot about finding your passion, which sounds like you found it and working and people know it to help you. And I've heard echoes in one of my classes about finding that fire, like what drives you. How would you suggest doing that? Like, how do you find what you really like?
If I find that out, I'm going on a national speaker tour and world-renowned motivational speaker. You know, it's hard for me to answer that because I took that experience. I say, so in my field of work, with doing state government affairs, the people that I mainly talk to, the state legislators, are the ones that I know that have been affected by cancer, that have someone in their family that's been affected by cancer, because I know that they're going to have a passion about, they're going to be passionate about the area of cancer because they've been affected in their lives by it. So I always say, if there's something in your life that moves you, something that affects you in your life, you're going to be passionate about it. So it's a roundabout way of answering your question, but I think your life experiences really help develop that passion. I just don't think you can fall into it. I think you have experienced life, and once you go through life a little bit, you start kind of finding your niche. What year are you? A little bit of time there.
What would be the biggest piece of advice you could give to like seniors that are graduating?
Oh, seniors that are graduating? Feel bad for me. Truly, I know it sounds cliche. Enjoy these last days. I remember, when I was a senior, it was kind of like I was excited to get out, because I was doing working, starting to make money. But then, like I said, when I got to my first day of work, damn, I wish I was back at Penn State. So I think the most important thing is just to really enjoy these days. It's coming to an end. You can always come back. You have to come back for a while now. So enjoy it literally. Just how you do it. It's a special time.
Okay.
What's the best advice you have for freshman year?
The best advice I have for freshmen? No underage drinking.
Yeah.
No, I think just try to meet as many people as you can. The thing, I remember when I was a freshman before I had my injury, all I did was, I just hung out with my teammates, just football players. But then when I got back, I still hung out with my teammates, but I kind of, the more people I got to know, the more I branched out, the experience was that much better. So I would say the question I have is to click the people that you hang with, really try to broaden that, and the more people you know, the better time you'll have, and the more experience you have. So for me, it's just getting out there and enjoying the people that you're with in an appropriate way.
And I refer you back to me, you don't have to go out.
All right. So I guess students, like you mentioned before, they kind of post stuff on it, kind of like that, and people don't realize like how much their department can really help them. Like, so do you have any advice for students, like on how they can utilize their department and how they can maximize their experience, in school? Because I mean, it took a while to realize I should really be active in this department. And, I think that a lot of people should, because I've gotten so much help, like you said, like people in the department can help me out in getting a job and everything like that. So what advice do you have, I guess, for students who are trying to, I just like discourage like posting and instead just kind of like really trying to be active?
I never admired before I got hurt. I'll be in class as soon as it was time to be out, I was out. But I think after I had my injury, first of all, I couldn't walk that fast anymore. But I spent, I would always take some time to talk to my professors, even if it's just a good thing personally. I think, as you know, this department, all of you professionals, they'll take interest in you. You just have to put yourself out there a little bit. And I was always a little nervous to do it. And once I did that, just through regular conversation, you'll hear about different things going on in the department. You just stumble upon it just by having conversations. So the biggest thing I would say is, I did it a lot. When the class is over, I was gone. But trying to make it happen, it doesn't have to do it every day. But once in a while, it makes time to talk to your professor and find out what's going on. Because they're well with information, as I'm sure you already know. Thank you.
Well, okay, Adam, I will pay you a compliment. We've been at these lectures before, and often there's a tendency for students to start to slip out the door. And as you'll notice, no one has slipped out. Now, I've been standing here, and Rex is starting. That might have something to do with it, but I think more has to do with the